Bears Den for a Christmas edition of Carencro basketball as they set to host Crowley Gents. Carencro, fresh off a huge victory a night ago against Northside, 63-61 in overtime. Oh, by the way, Friday night they beat Cecilia. This is a Carencro team that's won 4 in a row, coming in at 10-2 overall on the season. It feels like they're one of the hottest teams in the area, Derek.
Yeah, I mean, look, talking to Kovac and crew, it's arguably two of the biggest wins in the last, I don't know, let's say maybe back-to-back, right? Back-to-back
in the
non-district wins in maybe the last 5 to 10 years.
Look, this is going to be a Northside team that's going to win a lot of games. This is a Cecilia team that has the potential to play in the quarterfinals. These are games that are going to give you a lot of power points and help position you for the postseason. To get those early on in the year, kind of get your feet underneath you, allow you to play with some momentum and some confidence, especially in basketball, that's a huge thing and something that the Crow Bears are going to be pretty happy with.
Yeah, no doubt. And the one thing I guess you got to think about is, when you have those types of wins, you have to continue playing that type of basketball. You can't let those wins kind of get to you and then you start playing lackadaisical and you end up dropping some that you shouldn't. They have to keep that momentum going and continue playing the way that they've played the last 2 games.
And one of the most consistent pieces on this basketball team so far this year has been the young junior, Dentrell Morrison. He does all the little scrappy things, and he plays much bigger than the stature. He comes in at 5'9". They got him listed at 130. That must have been after he ate Thanksgiving dinner. But, he's a guy that plays a lot bigger than what the stats show. He's able to finish at the rim. He finishes through traffic, and he's really just a smart basketball player. He's really what makes this offense tick.
Yeah, and above that, man, he's just a great and wonderful kid to be around. Great character. He's charismatic. It's a yes sir, no sir type of guy. He's everything that you want in a program, no matter the sport.
It's the guy for me, though, that they're going to have to get going. It's going to be the guy who was probably one of the better players on last year's squad and a starter, and that's going to be Derek Lotz, who had a phenomenal year on the gridiron playing defensive back for you guys. But for basketball so far, he's been a little bit slow to start. He comes off the bench so far this year. He's kind of the sixth man, but, boy, he just has more natural basketball ability than the other kids. I think once he really gets it going, that's when this offense could really transform into being a more potent version of itself.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of mentioned it. We were blessed to have him this football season. He helped us out there as a defensive back. But, maybe he just was missing that time, right? That time on the court that he's had. Last year he was just a full-time basketball guy. I look for him to, kind of start progressing his way into the basketball season and become the player that we know him to be.
Tonight, the Crowley Gents are coming in, and this is not going to be one of Crowley's better teams. They're coming in at 3-7 on the year. And if you're like Derek and I, you like to take a look at transitive properties and see kind of common opponents. There's been 2 so far this year. They've both played Abbeville. Both squads lost to Abbeville. And then this Northside team that Carencro beat a night ago beat Crowley by 39 earlier in the year. That might not tell the whole story. This is a Crowley team that's a little bit light on numbers as well, only dressing out 7 kids tonight. It's going to be interesting to see if Carencro elects to play quick, kind of more up-tempo with such a small bench, kind of keep them, a little bit on the fatigue side.
Yeah, no doubt. Man, I got to mention this, as a geometry teacher, you just kind of use the transitive property correctly.
Hey.
I'm very impressed. You learned something in high school, man.
Well, I learned a little something from, was it Coach Walker was my geometry teacher? Is that right?
It might have been, or was it Walls? Was it Walker or Walls?
Maybe it was Walls.
Walker.
Okay. And I had a great English teacher my sophomore year, Coach Christopher Kovac.
Oh,
so,
God.
hey, I'm learning. I'm still learning from you guys. It's nice to have friends in the education business that help me go on. So as we end the Carencro pregame show and head into the first quarter, Carencro looking to extend the win streak again, coming in at 10-2, 4 W's in a row. They did lose to Catholic of Baton Rouge right after you saw us last on the Carencro Bears Network. But since then, they beat a pretty strong Woodlawn team, and then they were able to beat Lake Arthur and Cecilia Northside back-to-back. Yep. We are ready to roll. Look, the Carencro Bears Network is important. Stripes, officials, they're making sure we're ready to roll, too.
I like it, man. Hey, we're ready. We're ready for, like you said, Christmas edition of Carencro High basketball at the Bears Den.
Little pregame Christmas. Also, got to give a shout out to our guy Joey Dwyer. His birthday yesterday. I believe he turned 25. He got the big victory at Northside for his present last night. We'll see if Santa Claus comes tonight for the rest of the Golden Bears.
Happy birthday, Coach Joe.
Ball's up, and it's going to be tipped away quickly. Jaden Baptiste is able to win it, and Carencro's going to start the offense as Joseph Jones, BJ, brings the ball up the court. They're going to come out in a zone presence. Carencro wants to pass the ball around crisply. Quickly taken into the hole, though. It's going to miss the shot. Hayden Monroe initially comes up with the rebound before he goes out of bounds. It's something that Coach Christopher Kovac talked about, though. They want to, if they're going to play zone, they want to move the basketball around quickly and crisply around the perimeter.
Yeah, and like getting the ball down there under the goal, looks like we have a slight size advantage. We got to take advantage of that throughout the night and see if they can stop it.
And they're going to play quickly, too, as well. Carencro trying to force the action, picking them up full court. Little match zone now as they're going to stay out in this 3-2. They're going to pick them up high as Seabab in on the defender. It looks more of a match, though. Now they're going to go to more of a traditional man look as BJ's going to pick up the ball carrier, soon as the ball handler. They try to force it inside. They're content taking their time, though. Good defense in there, but even better finish up and under was Walters. Getting Crowley on the board first. It's 2-0.
Nice drive by that young man.
I thought Seabab did a good job keeping him in front and battling through. It was just a better shot. Just as you mentioned, though, Coach, getting the ball in the paint in this zone. Hayden Monroe, physical underneath, gets the board. Couldn't come up with the finish, but still on the board was Jaden Baptiste as he's going to go to the line for 2.
Yeah, again, our big guys are in there, getting the rebounds. They just got to make the shots fall when they bounce it off the glass.
I do like when they're in the zone, though. The first instinct is to try to get the ball in the middle of the floor, really collapse inside. And the bigs have been pretty good getting to the rack, just not able to finish. First free throw of the night, Jaden Baptiste rolls in and gives Carencro their first points of the evening. Second free throw is up and off the back iron. It's going to be rebounded by the Gents. The Gents are going to try to go quickly and not let Carencro set up on defense as they're trying to force the action quickly. I think that Carencro is going to eventually sag off of this. It's kind of interesting how they go match zone, play a little man. It's kind of intertwined amongst each other. I think that's a sign of a well-coached team.
Yeah, no doubt. These guys work their tails off game planning and preparing these guys to give them the best chance to succeed day in and day out. Got to give credit to the coaches there.
Coach Kovac texted us last night after the win, and he said he hadn't watched film yet, but he'll have us a scouting report first thing in the morning. He had it before I went to bed last night. Didn't stop working even after the big victory. They're going to get the ball deep in the paint, but he is going to have a turnover as they'll have him for traveling as Carencro forces the basketball back to them.
That'll be Walters on the travel. Same guy that scored the first basket for the Crowley Gents.
2-1 advantage for Crowley early in the ball game. 5:52 left to play in the first quarter. They're going to stay in this zone defense so far tonight, and I think you're going to see Carencro get challenged in that zone quite a bit. Great look on the inside as BJ finds Baptiste. He finishes at the hole.
Yeah, once again, getting the ball inside to the big man. I look to see them continue to do that as the game progresses.
Baptiste has been a welcome addition. The growth as we've seen over last year, that's a nice little baby hook up and in. Jalen Joseph with the finish. That's something you and I talked about before we came on the broadcast, and I told you I was pretty impressed by Baptiste so far tonight. More of the same. Marson lets it fly from the outside. He'll go off the back iron. Baptiste gets the rebound. He's going to go up with it, and it's going to come up just short. Rebounded by Crowley as Carencro's not able to find baskets so far tonight, even though they're getting good looks.
Yeah, the big guys are getting up there on the glass and getting rebounds. We're just not able to finish.
Keep battling, though. Those will eventually fall, you'd have to hope. I would like to see us maybe take a few shots from the outside, though, D. 5-second call with the defense by BJ is going to force the turnover and give Carencro the basketball back. I wouldn't mind that shot by Marson. I'm totally okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they're going to give us wide open shots on the perimeter, you got to go ahead and take them. And, hopefully they fall. And if they don't, just, your big guys got to get up off the glass and get the rebounds.
BJ gets into the paint. He's going to give it to Monroe. Little set piece off of the zone look. Morrison has it back out, and they're going to reestablish the offense. I'm totally okay with that because eventually you want to shoot them out of it, right? You hit a couple of these and they get you in man, you got to feel like you have an advantage. What a look right there as Babineau finds Baptiste. It initially gives it up, but he gets it back. He's going to pass it off to Morrison on the baseline. Morrison too sharp. Monroe gets the rebound, though, battles back and scores. Carencro has the first lead of the night, 5-4 with 4 minutes left to play in the first.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're taking good shots. You got to take the open shots when they give it to you, and then eventually they'll fall.
How about the battling on the boards for the bigs, though? Pretty impressed so far tonight by both Monroe and Baptiste. And we'll have our first timeout of the night, 30-second variety coming in for Crowley. We'll stick right here. Coach, I think that's what you want to see. Shots will fall eventually, but when you're constantly battling, playing physical, and going up for rebounds, that's what you coach hard about.
Yeah, and I mean, Coach got to be proud. Christopher Kovac and company got to be proud of, you want rebounds regardless, but getting up on the offensive boards, that'll help you to win games.
It's a little warm for this time of year, too. Maybe that has something to do with it. They're not.
It's possible, man. I
He used to be playing with us a little cold. The JV had no issue, though. They put up 40-some-odd points, won by about 20 against Crowley prior to this one.
It was close early on. Halftime, I think it was maybe a 4-point game, and then opened it up in the second half, put the pressure on them, and got a pretty big win there.
I was very intrigued again by Segan Woods. He's continuing to surprise me. I can't wait to see the young man on the football field next year. I think he'll be a huge contributor toting the rock for the Bears.
Yeah, man. Had a great freshman campaign and many more good things to come from that young man.
Coming in for the ball game for Carencro is KB Kendrick Bernard, as well as number 5, Derek Lotz, coming in, giving a couple guys a breather.
We talked about it earlier. As Derek Lotz enters the game, hopefully he gets back on track to what Derek Lotz has been in the past and has a good night tonight.
And, of course, KB can light it up anytime he's on the floor. He has an open look. He decides not to take it. Turns it over as he brought the ball into the paint. That's one that you probably just wish you had a shot. Crowley takes the lead back 6-5 now. Carencro's going to try to play with some pace. Morrison back to back to Lotz. Lotz to Morrison. Morrison going to give it to Lotz in the corner. Great pass to Hayden Monroe. Couldn't quite finish. He's going to go to the line for 2.
Great pass, hoping for the assist, like you said, and just shots aren't falling inside for the bigs. But
and the bigs are doing a great job moving without the basketball too, setting themselves up, creating space for those nice passes to come into them. Just hadn't finished like you mentioned. Monroe's first free throw's up and in, and it's tied up 6-6. Something that Carencro struggled with a little bit last year is the free throw line. So far this year, much improved.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know what drills we've done, but it has been much improved this year. You're right about that.
That one's going to go in and out, and the score's going to remain tied. Carencro's going to pick them up full court. This looks more of a traditional man. Nope, they're quickly going to go back into the match zone. Get the ball to the middle of the court. He's going to pull up for the jumper. It's going to go off the back iron. KB comes up with the rebound. I do like these unis. What a pass right there to Baptiste. Baptiste finishes at the rack as Morrison fed him. Carencro's going to take the lead 8-6.
Great job looking down the floor by Morrison, man, to find the wide open Baptiste.
He does such a good job, Coach. When he has the basketball, when he doesn't, such a heads-up player. Like you mentioned, even a good kid, it's hard not to pull for number 2. Lotz battling one-on-one now at the top of the key. There he goes. Morrison with the steal. Morrison looking his head up. He's going to go all the way to the hole, and Morrison's going to go in and out. Coming up with the rebound, though, was Lotz. Lotz couldn't finish. Monroe comes up with it. Monroe finally finishes, and they'll extend the lead to 4. It's 10-6 now.
Touched the hands of 3 white jerseys before it went in the hoop, but we'll take it, Coach, any kind of way we get it.
Hey, that's a scrappy bunch. That's a scrappy bunch. It's something that Crowley's going to do, Coach Kovac said, is they want to make it ugly. Carencro comes up with the steal right there. Lotz is finally going to come up with the basketball and gives it to KB. That's something that Coach Christopher talked about is they want it to be ugly. They want to battle. They want to kind of be scrappy. That's how they muddy it up. Quickly going on the other side and drawing the charge is going to be Derek Lotz. Another turnover for the Crowley Gents, and Carencro is going to get the basketball back.
You know, I love seeing that, Blaine. I love seeing unselfish basketball. Derek Lotz standing there and taking that charge. It takes that. Some of those close games, those charges are the difference in winning and losing.
100%. This basketball program was kind of founded on that, right? When you're a little undersized, too, like we've been in years, you have to be ready to take charges. When you look at Coach Christopher Kovach's scouting report before any game, he has charge candidate next to their top ball scorer coming in right there with the baby hook. Hayden Monroe finishes in the paint, extend Carencro's lead. It's now 12-6 with 1:08 left to play as he's going to go to the line trying to extend that lead.
Went up strong right there. I like it. I like it by the young man going up strong and finishing the shot.
Monroe's free throw now. It's going to be off the back iron. No good. I will say, though, I'm very impressed by Monroe's, just his growth. Not only physically, though, Derek, mentally. He's playing the game much mentally stronger, and I think that's going to do wonders for him, especially when he gets to football. Crowley quickly beats the press and gets 2 easy ones on the back end. It's a 4-point game. Carencro trying to go quickly, and they're going to find Monroe underneath the basket, and he's going to finish in traffic, get the lead back up to 6.
Yeah, man, both sides moving the ball pretty well there. Looks like Crowley's content with making it a fast-paced game.
A little surprised by that, but I think Carencro's going to be comfortable playing at the pace. Going to be stolen. Pass cross courts could be by KB. KB gets it over to Lotz. Lotz up and under, couldn't finish. They're going to call the foul. He's going to go to the line for 2. Thought he might have been a little out of control there. I'm surprised he got the call.
Yeah, I think we.
Oh, no, they did. They are going to call it. No, they did call it on the shot.
Called it on 2.
Okay.
That'll be a foul on Josiah LeBlanc.
Carencro fans will take it, though.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think it was a little out of control, but, all it takes is a bump, and that's what happened, and put him at the stripe.
He misses the first one off the front iron. We just talked about how improved they are shooting at the free throw line since we brought that up. They went a little cold. Christopher Kovach might fuss us later when he goes back and watch the broadcast. Lotz will drain the second one, and Carencro will extend the lead to 7 with 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Batted off by Seabab, get by Lotz. Fake shot by BJ. He's going to take the 3 and drills it quickly. It's a 10-point ball game with 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. That's what happens when you play fast, Coach.
Looking at
3 seconds left. Jones gets it, whips it out to Seabab at the buzzer, off the back iron. We've played 1 quarter of basketball in the Bears Den. It's 18-8. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, it'll be time for second quarter action. Right here on your home for Carencro High Basketball, Carencro Bears Network.
Your home isn't just a place. It's your foundation, your future, and your dream. At Edge Mortgage, we don't just process loans, we unlock possibilities. Local experts, personal service, faster closings, because your dreams deserve nothing less. Call us today to get your dream of home ownership started. Edge Mortgage, the key to your home.
At Raising Cane's, we're hyper-focused on being the best at what we do and getting it right every time. Cook-to-order chicken fingers, cane sauce, crinkle-cut fries, coleslaw, Texas toast, iced tea, and lemonade. It's our one love. But is the hype real? Yeah, it's real good. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
After a fast-paced action first quarter, Carencro finds itself with a 10-point advantage, 18-8. Coach, it's a game that offensively they started out a little slow, missed a couple easy ones, but kept after it, especially in the offensive glass, was able to pick up a couple big shots down the stretch and quickly made it a 10-point advantage.
Yeah, we talked about them getting the ball inside to the bigs, and it was, and they continue to do that now. And we need to continue to do that, but also continue taking open shots. Take what they give you and hopefully make them pay.
Totally agree. And also I think continuing to put pressure on this Crowley team, while they're very athletic, that's another turnover for the Gents. While they're very athletic, they are prone to turnovers. They don't play as crisp, and the more pressure you put on them, a lot of errant passes, a lot of try cross court. I think that's where Carencro kind of feasts, and that defense sets up the offense.
Yeah, since we started kind of at the end of the first quarter, playing a little bit, kind of almost a full court press in a sense. They've started turning the ball over more. I look to see us continue to do that.
Great take on inside right there as B.J. Jones gets into the lane. He's going to get fouled with the body underneath, and Carencro's going to get to set up a set piece underneath its own basket. Seabab is going to pull the trigger quickly and drain it from the outside. It's now 21-8 with 7:28 left to play in the second quarter.
Talking about taking open shots, they left them open on the inbound pass. Why not take it?
You got to take it. Eventually they'll come out of that zone, and I think that's really when Carencro will take advantage, especially with the numbers that Crowley has. I don't know if they want to play at that pace that man-to-man might force.
Looks like the pass is off of Seabab's hands out of bounds. Crowley will keep possession.
You and I talked about it before the game. Bab's one of those basketball players. While he's going to do all the right little things, going to play great defense. Look at the box score. Sometimes might have 3 points, might have 6. But, boy, if he gets streaky hot, he could end up with 20, 24 points sometimes. That's going to be interesting to see as he makes that three-pointer, if he could heat up in the second quarter.
Yeah, Vegas might like to put a
little over-under.
I mean, it might not be a bad one.
Crowley gets a basket right there to cut the lead back to 11. They continue to just play in this slow zone. I think Carencro's going to have to shoot their way out of it. KB had a good look at it. It went right off the back iron. Seabab gets the rebound, and he's going to put it up and in as he has 5 straight points now. This leads back up to 13.
Pretty good shot there. Got the rebound on the right side, laid it up on the left. Great job.
Even if those shots don't fall, Coach, you got to continue to take them. And I like the setup on the offense, too, to give KB a good look. That shot's too strong. Babineau comes up with the rebound. It was a pretty good pass, though. He was trying to find KB in the corner. He was open for half a second there. Carencro will take it out from underneath their own basket.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to throw it across court. I agree. It looked open, but it closed up very quickly.
Oh, good look right there. They found KB underneath. He missed it. They'll get the steal, though. KB misses it again. Fights back to get the rebound. Couldn't come up with it. Got a lid on that side of the basket, Coach, especially close proximity.
Yeah, under the basket's hard to get him to fall right now.
Does a good job defending this Crowley team, though, making it really difficult. All the passing lanes, you see the hands of the Carencro defenders up and around. It's a great take right there, but the slide defense from D-Lots makes it a little more difficult than he would have liked. He's able to finish, though, to cut the lead back to 11. I like the help side, though, right? Got to continue to help side defense. BJ's going to reestablish the offense. They're going to do a little off-balance set over to D-Lot's. Going to get it inside to Batiste. Batiste finishes at the rack. That was a good finish, Coach.
Yeah, and great vision to get the ball inside, man.
I like the pass, too. I like the offensive set. Create mismatches. Outnumbering them. Carencro continue to make everything they want to do difficult. Overextending themselves on defense. Doing a great job. A good take right there. Just good defense. Couldn't make them finish. Jones now bringing the ball up the court. He's going to get it over to KB, who gets it over to Lots. It's going to be tipped away, and KB is going to reestablish the ball in the backcourt. Back over to BJ. BJ's going to let it fly off the back arm. Continue to battle. Batiste gets the rebound. He's going to miss it. Gets it again. Finally gets it up and in. Carencro continues to be a menace on the offensive boards.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. Jones handled the ball pretty well right there, getting up the court, a little behind-the-back action, and got the pass off. Pretty good job by that young man.
He's much improved. Another guy who plays bigger than his stature. Batiste, though, I love the way that they don't quit. Even after the missed shot, continues to battle back. Look at the defense, Coach, just swarming them. Help side, everybody rotates over just like Coach Christopher Kovac would like to see. One thing Coach mentioned to me, though, he said he might not have much of a voice today. Said the atmosphere was terrific last night at Northside. Used his voice a good bit. He said he hopes he didn't have to yell too much. Jones out for the rebound. He's going to whip it over to Baptiste. Off of Baptiste's hands out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover for Carencro, giving the basketball back to Crowley.
Yeah, not a bad pass there. I'm just not sure if Baptiste was even looking for it.
I don't think he realized it. Ran the floor very well. You just got to know you have to look up for the basketball. I got to say, this Crowley team trailing by 15 tonight, I'm still impressed. Low numbers. They play hard. They don't quit. They play their game. They seem pretty well coached, even though they have light numbers. Impressed by this team despite their record early on.
Yeah, I'm with you, Coach. I'm with you, Blaine. They're getting the ball around, and good job on it.
That little roll-off right there, floated it inside.
Jalen Joseph for 2.
Joseph was able to finish in traffic to cut the lead back to 13. Seabab quickly lets it fly. It's going to go off that back iron, though. Rebounded by the Gents. Bias got the ball quickly on the rebound. Something they hadn't been able to do is keep Carencro off that offensive glass. Having more success with the longer rebounds, though.
Yeah, when you take those shots from beyond the arc, sometimes those balls will bounce deep rebounds, and that's in favor of Crowley in that situation.
Especially with the size advantage that Carencro has. Gets the ball to Baptiste underneath. Baptiste is going to finish in traffic. Marson with the nice look.
That vision we were talking about. Great job looking down the court, finding the open man for the layup.
You want to talk about the advantage of Carencro's size tonight, not only on the offensive boards, but how about this? Baptiste with 11, Monroe with 9, taking full advantage of the length that they have underneath the basket.
Yeah, we talked about, a little size advantage, and I don't know, he might not have did any game plan until last night, but it looks like he got the right idea to get the ball into the big guys.
Seabab makes it rain from the outside, gets Carencro's lead to 18. It's 32-14 with 1:45 left to play in the half. Seabab's one of those guys, he doesn't matter if he missed 3 or 4. He's still going to let it fly. I love the confidence. He's a very confident young man, the Nicholls State football signee, second team defensive back by the Coaches Association. I'm interested to see, though, when the media, where the sports writers released the all-state team coach for football, Seabab is got to be a first-teamer as a wide receiver with the numbers that he put up.
Yeah, I think they did a Metro team, too, and I'm pretty sure he got first team on that as well.
Full timeout. We're going to stick right here. D. Lotz is checking into the ball game. I think he made that one as well. The media is kind of a prisoner, too, to a lot of these recruiting rankings sometimes. And some of these guys that maybe signed at bigger schools didn't quite put up the numbers that Seabab did offensively. Might have not got credit for him, but I think, hey, he had a heck of a not only career but year this year. Also, defensive back, showed his versatility, coming up with the second team, and then he's making his presence felt on the basketball court tonight, already chipping in with 8 points.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, I'm not sure what media outlet, but I saw something about defensive MVP as well.
Okay. I can respect that.
It might be the Metro team.
I think he had 3 pick sixes this year. If you 4.
I want to say 9 total picks.
9
maybe?
total interceptions. And look, he completely took away his side of the field, too, when he was on the field. He made a presence in everything he's done. A phenomenal young man, too. I couldn't be happier for him. I know he's looking to go out strong in basketball as well.
And then don't forget he's a tri-sport athlete. He'll be on that baseball field as soon as basketball's over as well.
Some might argue baseball might be his best sport, Coach.
I've heard that.
First free throw is going to go off the back iron. No good for Sabian Jordan, as Crowley's going to take all of their guys outside of the paint. He's going to drain the second one. Monroe's going to take it out and give it to Lotz. Carencro's going to quickly get it down into the corner to Marson. Going to find, looking for Monroe underneath. Batty sticks with it, though, and gets it, puts it off the glass and scores. 34-15 advantage, Carencro, with 1:15 to play in the half.
It almost looked by design. I know it wasn't, but it almost looked by design, just like, let me bump it off my hand and get to the other big guy so he can lay it up.
So far tonight, Baptiste and Monroe making their presence felt. And they missed. Just think about the ones they missed early on, Coach. They could easily both have close to 20 points. Larson comes off with the rebound. He's going to push the pace a little bit before they can set up. He's going to find Lotz in the corner. Lotz is going to get the ball in the paint. He finds Monroe. Monroe off the glass, gets his rebound, and then he'll finish.
Again,
I think they're just trying to boost their stats a little bit too, right?
I'll tell you, I hear Kovacs over there telling them, they're trying to push the pace. This is designed to get down the court, and looks like if you get down the court quick enough, you'll find an open man from beyond the arc, and then he'll take that shot.
Carencro extends the lead to 21 points as we're under 20 seconds to play in the half. Saved out of bounds by Crowley, right to a gent in the corner, and that was Jeremy Evans who makes the three-pointer. 5 seconds left to play. Morrison gets the ball underneath to Monroe. Monroe's going to go off of a Crowley gent, and Carencro's going to have the ball underneath their own basket with 2.6 seconds left to play in the half. Doubling up Crowley 36-18. They're going to get the ball to Monroe. Monroe's going to get fouled on the shot. With a second left, he's going to go to the line for two. Didn't even set the feet, Coach. Just caught it in there, shot it. As they're going to get him going up on the shot. He has a chance for 2 points with a second left to play in the half.
Yeah, he probably did. He probably could have set his feet there, but I'll take it when he puts it up and gets fouled.
Off the front iron and no good. Monroe already in double figures tonight, 11 points for the sophomore. Monroe's second attempt is up and in, 37-18. Crowley is just going to let the clock run out, and we'll head to halftime. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about stats for the first half, talk a little bit about what we'd like to see in the second half, and whatever else we want on this Christmas edition of Carencro Basketball right here on the Carencro Bears Network.
At Raising Cane's, we're hyper-focused on being the best at what we do and getting it right every time. Cook-to-order chicken fingers, cane sauce, crinkle-cut fries, coleslaw, Texas toast, iced tea, and lemonade. It's our one love. But is the hype real? Yeah, it's real good. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
At Carencro Automotive Center, trust drives our commitment to transparency and top-tier service. Using advanced tools and innovative technology, we provide a complimentary digital vehicle inspection featuring a detailed 70-point assessment with high-resolution visuals. Whether it's an oil change, brake service, engine diagnostics, transmission care, or helping you find the perfect vehicle to add to your family, we've got you covered. Our friendly service advisors connect with customers and work closely with skilled technicians, ensuring clear communication. The DVI helps you understand your vehicle's health, empowering you with the knowledge and confidence that your vehicle is in expert hands. Trust is our foundation, and we earn it with every turn of the wrench.
Are you ready to launch your future? Welcome to the Academy of Information Technology at Carencro High School, the premier magnet academy for cutting-edge education in computer science, information technology, and media arts. Dive into a world where your interests come alive. In AOIT, you'll explore technology like never before, mastering essential skills in HTML and Python while gaining hands-on experience in daily TV production and innovative media projects. Our partnership with LSU and affiliation with the National Academy Foundation means you'll receive top-tier computer science education. Imagine leaving the academy with industry-standard credentials from Microsoft, Adobe, and CompTIA, plus a stunning portfolio that showcases your skills. Don't just dream about the future, create it. Follow your passion in tech and join AOIT today. Apply now at LafayetteChoice.com/apply. Your future starts here.
Your home isn't just a place, it's your foundation, your future, and your dream. At Edge Mortgage, we don't just process loans, we unlock possibilities. Local experts, personal service, faster closings, because your dreams deserve nothing less. Call us today to get your dream of home ownership started. Edge Mortgage, the key to your home.
At Raising Cane's, we're hyper-focused on being the best at what we do and getting it right every time. Cook-to-order chicken fingers, cane sauce, crinkle-cut fries, coleslaw, Texas toast, iced tea, and lemonade. It's our one love. But is the hype real? Yeah, it's real good. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
At Carencro Automotive Center, trust drives our commitment to transparency and top-tier service. Using advanced tools and innovative technology, we provide a complimentary digital vehicle inspection featuring a detailed 70-point assessment with high-resolution visuals. Whether it's an oil change, brake service, engine diagnostics, transmission care, or helping you find the perfect vehicle to add to your family, we've got you covered. Our friendly service advisors connect with customers and work closely with skilled technicians, ensuring clear communication. The DVI helps you understand your vehicle's health, empowering you with the knowledge and confidence that your vehicle is in expert hands. Trust is our foundation, and we earn it with every turn of the wrench.
Are you ready to launch your future? Welcome to the Academy of Information Technology at Carencro High School, the premier magnet academy for cutting-edge education in computer science, information technology, and media arts. Dive into a world where your interests come alive. In AOIT, you'll explore technology like never before, mastering essential skills in HTML and Python while gaining hands-on experience in daily TV production and innovative media projects. Our partnership with LSU and affiliation with the National Academy Foundation means you'll receive top-tier computer science education. Imagine leaving the academy with industry-standard credentials from Microsoft, Adobe, and CompTIA, plus a stunning portfolio that showcases your skills. Don't just dream about the future, create it. Follow your passion in tech and join AOIT today. Apply now at LafayetteChoice.com/apply. Your future starts here.
Welcome back to the Bears Den. Gents, 37-18 after a half of play. It's been a game where it might have been a little sloppy early on. Carencro started out a little slow, then they found their groove, turned defense into offense, stayed active on the offensive glass, and ended up with a 19-point advantage at the break. And Coach, it's a game that probably could have been a little more. They probably could have scored a little more, but they've been dominant on the offensive glass, just getting themselves second-chance buckets after second-chance buckets, and they're led by the bigs. I know we talked about it before we went to the halftime break, but Hayden Monroe coming in with 12 points, and really Jaden Batiste coming in with 13 have really led the way. But you got to really credit B.J. Jones, Dentrell Morrison, and Derek Lotz for running the floor, getting the basketball to those playmakers' hands underneath the basket to allow them to score has been just as impressive as the bigs being able to put up points.
Yeah, I mean, the vision down the floor, I think there's only one errant pass that I kind of remember, and everything else, they keeping their eyes down the floor, finding a big man. And look, even when the ball's off the iron, those bigs are going up and getting it. They're not always finishing, which we'd like to see, but they're on the glass and they're trying to put the ball back. And obviously you said, 25 points between the two. Not bad for a half a play.
And what I also like to see, too, from the offense, they're not quite as comfortable in the zone match, right? We understand that. And they're not quite the prolific three-point shooting team that we've seen before. And there's going to be some teams that are going to really challenge them and give them fits. But what they're doing well tonight is getting the basketball into the paint. They're doing a good job flashing high post. They're getting a great job at the backdoor cut and moving the basketball around pretty effectively and efficiently in the paint. That way they're not allowing, these endless possessions where you're just throwing the ball around forever and then you end up with no points and it feels like a huge waste.
Yeah, and I tell you, they look like they were okay with pushing the basketball there in the second quarter. You know, it's not like they tried to slow it down. I felt like we just playing, you know, I think we can go out there and play whatever pace we want. And I'm okay with that as long as we continue to play Carencro basketball and do the right things and find the open man and get the baskets.
One thing that Coach mentioned and he has in the scouting report is he wanted to see ball pressure. He wanted to make them run their offense high. I think that's two things that they've done pretty well so far tonight. A lot of the turnovers have came from, you know, on the other side of the arc, forcing them to have errant passes where they're looking to pass the ball across the court and really making them uncomfortable, has really allowed this defense to turn into the offense and get the ball in transition to those big guys to be able to get some easy points. Well, I say easy points. Easy points when you get the rebound after your second and third attempt. But nonetheless, whenever you're able to finish at the rim, it's always a good thing.
Opportunities for easy points for sure. And, you know, I agree. I think we've done a great job of playing defense, you know, and limiting open shots, you know, forcing them to do what they're not wanting to do. All right, they want to run the court. They want to get down the court quick and find the open basket or take it to the hoop. And we're doing a good job of stopping them from getting to the basket. And when they do, it's contested.
Those of you who are joining us on the live broadcast, and I really appreciate you spending your holiday season with us. This is a 10-2 basketball team at home right before the holidays. I'd say the crowd's a little light tonight. You'd like to see a few more butts in the seats, but given the holidays and, you know, you guys all catching up with us, when it gets you know, after the holidays, maybe you guys could come over into the Bears Den and be able to see the action live and in person.
Yeah, I think you said it best, man. You know, a team coming in having this much success, and we can expect to continue this much success. You know, it's great to see people in the stands and cheering on the Bears, especially in those games. You know, every game's important, right? You know, we may have a significant lead right now, and some people may think that certain games are not important. But when you're talking about the whole realms of things, every game is important when you're trying to make a push into the district play and into the postseason.
This Carencro team is going to try itself in two tournaments coming up right after Christmas and before the New Year break. They're going to head over to Sam Houston and play in the Sam Houston tournament the 29th through the 30th. Then they're going to head over to the Turlings Rebel Roundball Classic January 7th through the 10th before coming back home on January 13th and play Turlings right here in the Bears Den. And that's always going to be a good game. That's always going to be I wouldn't call it a rivalry, but it's always spirited. It's always two teams that want to win.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, moving on into next year, dropping down to 4A, that, you know, won't be in the same district, but we will be in the same classification.
Start the second half. BJ's going to establish the offense. He'll get it over to Seabab. Seabab is left wide open. I'm surprised he's not going to let it fly right there. Jones will get the ball down on the baseline. He'll get it over to Marson. Back to Bab. Bab's going to let it fly this time, and he drains the three-pointer to bring the lead up to 22. It's 40-18 with 7:31 to play.
He said, Blaine, I'll show you. Let me get to the top of the key and show you what I wanted to do.
I'm shocked he didn't shoot the first one, you know. Carencro give it a little pressure now, a little trap right here in the front court, trying to force the turnover. He's able to find his guy who's going to try to get it to the basket and does. Gets the floater over Seabab.
Walters
has been pretty tough so far tonight. Came up with quite a few nice shots. Get the lead back down to 20 for Carencro. I've been the most impressed by him, I think, is his ability to finish for Crowley. I still think this team plays very hard. They are outmanned and outsized tonight. Seabab open again. He's still open, Coach. He gets it back over to Marson.
Yeah, maybe he's just waiting for you to say it again.
Jones finds Monroe. Monroe finishes in the paint.
Look like
Good
a little game of what you call that, foosball. The ball kind of bounce, and then ends up in the hands of Monroe for the finish.
When Seabab passes back in front of the table, I'll let him know, hey, I want you to shoot that one next time. Off of the Crowley Gents. I think they'll say it's off of Carencro. They'll say Babineau. They'll say it's off of Babineau, and Crowley will get the basketball back. Jones has been doing a good job controlling the offense tonight, I find. Ran the baseline very well there. Kept his head up to find Monroe.
Yeah, I'd agree there. You know, and he's been pretty good with the ball in his hands. And we talked about several times vision and keeping our eyes down the court. pretty good job.
Monroe and Morrison have been terrific. I think Baptiste and Monroe probably owe them at least a Christmas card, maybe a little something for the holidays, hooking them up with a few easy baskets. Baptiste on the ball pressure now. This is going to be stolen by Monroe. Monroe's trying to create his own fortune. He's going to go up and under, and he's going to call him with a travel. Big fella was trying to run the floor right there and set his own basket up. It's going to be a turnover after they get him called with travel, give the Crowley Gents the basketball back.
I think he kind of lost a little bit of possession on the way there and got him with the 3 or 4 step travel.
Morrison wanted the ball. He said, come on, man, hook me up. I've been hooking you up all night.
Oh, there it is.
Stolen right there by Morrison. Morrison's going to take it by himself. He'll be fouled going up for the basket. He'll go to the line for 2. You mentioned Morrison being a contributor on the football field next year, both defensive back and wide receiver. I think he's going to be a mismatch nightmare as a slot receiver, somebody that Carson Guerzy's going to look to early and often as his first free throw goes in.
Yeah, and I tell you, I'm not sure if Morrison won't continue to grow. Look, just from last year to this year, I promise you he's grown 6, maybe 8, 10 inches. I'm serious.
Oh, no, he's a lot longer for sure. Maybe get a couple plates of rice and gravy for mac and cheese over the Christmas break. A wrestling coach, you might be able to help him put some weight on. Baptiste comes up with the board. Marston's going to bring the ball down the court. He gets a little pressure. He handles the pressure, finds Baptiste. Baptiste back over to Jones. Jones lets it fly from the elbows, going to go off the back iron.
Yeah, man, I tell you, my guys, they tend to lose more weight than gain weight in wrestling.
Boy, I wish I had that problem.
Me too. Look, what they lose, I gain.
He's going to go up for a shot right there. That was Walters. He's going to go to the line for 2. And you guys are off to a pretty good start. We could talk wrestling right now. We have a break in the getting closer to your tournament that's going to be right after the new year, correct?
Yeah, the 2nd and 3rd right here at the Bears Den.
And that's going to be a parish-wide dual meet, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's a dual tournament where everybody, kind of a round robin is what it is, and everybody wrestles everybody.
In that situation, do you crown a champion at each weight class still, or an outstanding wrestler at each weight class?
So we do an outstanding wrestler in each weight class. There's 14 different weight classes, and depending on how you perform throughout, everybody wrestles everybody. So whoever performs the best in each particular weight class.
And the coaches get together and decide that? How does that work?
As soon as the tournament's over, we'll get up, we'll meet, and everybody. The computer system kind of does it for us, but we'll talk about it, because sometimes different people will have the same record, and maybe they ended up, because you can move weight classes, so they might not wrestle the same weight class every match. And we try to do our best to award the wrestlers that are most deserving in each weight class.
I want to get back to that as Crowley just comes up with 2 points after the Carencro turnover. Carencro's trying to get a little offensive rhythm back after giving up 3 straight points. Jones doesn't take the 3-pointer as he had an open look. He'll get over to D-Lots in the corner. D-Lots will find Baptiste. Baptiste will cough it up. Carencro with 2 straight turnovers. Kendrick Bernard will bat the ball away, but will remain possession for the Crowley Gents.
Yeah, I'd like to see Baptiste just go up with the ball right there and not try to put it on the floor with 3 guys.
No need to put it on the floor, right? That's one thing he's going to have to get better with, a little stronger, a little drop step in his game. I think that he's gotten a lot stronger and a lot more savvy on the floor, but there's still some work to do for the young sophomore.
Walters, yeah, his size kind of makes it look different, but he is only a sophomore.
He's going to bring the ball down the court right now and get it over to Jones. Jones is going to try to find Baptiste back, but it's going to be another turnover. Crowley has numbers. He's going to take it all the way to the floor, and he's going to finish at the rack. Crowley rattles off 5 straight points. 44-25, Carencro's lead with 3:55 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Lots back to Jones. Jones gives it to KB in the corner. KB lets it fly off the back iron. Rebounded by Baptiste, and they're going to say Baptiste pushed off. It's going to be a foul on the rebound to give the ball back to Crowley. Still hadn't stopped the bleeding. Cushion still pretty large, though, for the Bears.
Yeah, he got up on the boards. I missed it.
Might have been with the body.
Yeah, I like the physicality. I'll take those every once in a while.
It's going to be turnover for Crowley, and Carencro's going to try to go quickly and not allow him to set up. get it over to KB. KB's going to let it fly. This time he drains it. 47-25. Carencro's lead back up to 22. I will say this, though, with the referees tonight have been pretty good.
Yeah,
They haven't noticed them much. I thought we had a good group so far tonight. Crowley looking for a three-pointer of their own. This time they're going to take it to the hoop. It's going to try to go in, but going to miss it. Rebounded by Baptiste. Baptiste is going to try to go quickly. Gets it over to D-Lots. D-Lots is going to take the three. He drains it in the corner.
Great shot, man. I tell you. Maybe we're going to start shooting on the perimeter. and
maybe get him out of that zone. 50-25. Carencro doubling them up with 2:50 left to play in the third.
Great step back by Lots, man. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
Pretty good job there, young man.
That's a basketball. That's why he's the most natural basketball guy out of them. You don't see that out of those football guys.
Yeah. Just love to
KB and CBAB are more set shooters. It's going to go off of a Carencro Bear, and Crowley's going to remain with possession of the basketball underneath their own hoop. How many squads you got coming for the Greg Laverne tournament?
Well, man, it's not all confirmed yet, and I know it's only a week and a half away, but just with wrestling's one of those things where they got tournaments weekend after weekend. But I'm hoping to have 8 teams here, and every team plays every team, so seven matches per team on that Friday and Saturday. We'll do 3 rounds on the Friday and 4 on the Saturday.
Monroe with a nice little sequence there. The steal, the hoop, and then the big block on the help side defense. The young sophomore continuing to develop very well. I've been keeping up with the Bears wrestling, too, on you guys' Facebook page. It seems like you guys got a couple youngsters that are performing pretty well early in the season.
Yeah, man. I tell you, we were blessed. I got a youngster, a sophomore, Cody Hippolyte, that's wrestling really, really well. He's only been wrestling a year and a couple months, maybe 14 months, but doing really, really well. He's won 3 or 4 tournaments already, outstanding wrestler twice. Come such a long way, and he's done a great job of recruiting young guys, and I hope that he continues to do that the next 2 years while he's here to build my team. We're up to 24 guys on the team. First time in probably 6 or 8 years that I've filled a team. I have somebody in every single weight class, which is a great start, and hopefully we can continue doing that moving forward.
Baptiste finishes after the miss on the offensive board. And Coach, you help me out now. Is it kind of like track and field? It gives you an opportunity to score points in each weight class, maybe give you an advantage in some of the bigger tournaments?
Yeah, well, so, it's an individual sport, but you also have team points. And so, the more points that you accumulate as an individual, that goes towards your team score.
No Royal Rumble.
No chairs,
tag teams.
no chairs.
Okay.
We're not jumping off the top rope. We're on the mat, and may the best man win.
And who you mentioned earlier when you and I talked at a Christmas party last week, the Hippolyte kid's really been working hard with his back to his opponent or on the ground. Is that something that he's getting better at?
Well, I mean, he's done a great job of wrestling on top. And neutral is,
that's what it's called, neutral?
Yeah, neutral. Okay. He's done a great job standing neutral with some of the top performers in the state. I think he has a record of let's say, don't quote me, but I want to say 22-3 right now. 2 losses are to the same guy, who's actually probably a top 3 guy in the state, and then 1 loss to another kid who's top 5 in the state as well. So, I look to see big things from that kid moving forward. And he's only a sophomore, so I'm blessed.
Kendrick Bernard's three-pointer makes it a 30-point advantage for Carencro with 1:10 left to play in the third. As we talk a little wrestling on the Carencro Bears Network, Crowley drains a bucket to cut it to 28. And this is a really March. Is it March or February that the season – you guys get to go to state over in Shreveport?
Early February, the wrestling season ends. I'm hoping that in the future they move it back because it interferes with football, and then we're looking to, as a coaches association in wrestling, trying to get the season moved back a little bit. But we'll see if that gets approved or not.
CBAB heating up right there. He hits another 3. He's up to 14 points on the night. Something we talked about early in the broadcast. He's somebody who can just sneaky all of a sudden have a bunch of points when he gets a little hot from the outside. Maybe get a little heat check right here for CBAB.
Ooh, found a wide open Evans under the basket for 2.
They're going to whip the ball back around. KB's going to let it fly.
Speaking of guys that are not scared to shoot it, Kendrick Bernard will shoot it from anywhere on the court if you give him an opportunity.
Nice help side defense, forces the ball out of bounds. Well, it looked like Crowley was going to have an easy bucket. KB does not lack confidence. That young man is not. And look, he scores points too, man. Don't let him fool you. He has some games where he puts up points in bunches. 6 points on the night tonight with 2 3-pointers as Crowley drains one of their own. Bias. Larson at the buzzer lets it fly off the front iron. We're going to take our last break of the night. Headed to the fourth quarter, your Carencro Golden Bears lead 60-34 right here on the Carencro Bears Network.
Your home isn't just a place, it's your foundation, your future, and your dream. At Edge Mortgage, we don't just process loans, we unlock possibilities. Local experts, personal service, faster closings, because your dreams deserve nothing less. Call us today to get your dream of home ownership started. Edge Mortgage, the key to your home.
At Raising Cane's, we're hyper-focused on being the best at what we do and getting it right every time. Cook-to-order chicken fingers, cane sauce, crinkle-cut fries, coleslaw, Texas toast, iced tea, and lemonade. It's our one love. But is the hype real? Yeah, it's real good. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
It's time for fourth quarter action at the Bears Den, where the Golden Bears lead the Crowley Gents 60-34 after 3 periods of play. Coach, it's a game that feels kind of academic at this point. What would you like to see from some of the other kids on the team trying to kind of find their mark and figuring stuff out? You don't want to let your foot off the gas, but look, they're getting Markel LeBlanc into the ball game now. They're going to start to see some different names and faces in the game with the big lead.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'd just like to see us continue to play the style of basketball we've been playing all night. Younger not, get out there, take the shots when you're open like you just did right here. It's off the mark, but you got to take them and just continue playing Carencro high basketball.
Because those kids, I mean, if they got to continue to play in the same exact system to kind of stay inside of themselves. As you get another couple guys in the game for the first time tonight, Tristan Valère, who let the 3-pointer fly. Also, as we mentioned, Markel LeBlanc's in the game. I have a feeling we'll probably see some of the Race James here shortly. You're going to see a bunch of different guys. As the league goes down to 23 now, though, as it's 60-37.
Looks like they just subbed in BJ, and I'm looking around the
It was Marson. Marson was holding his back, maybe. Yeah,
maybe a little tightness in the back. Hopefully it's nothing too serious and just precautionary here.
Well, tell him to wait till you're almost 40 years old, Derek. There's always tightness in the back.
No doubt, especially if you put on a little weight like you and I. It gets.
It's not as cold right now, but boy, them cold mornings sometimes it takes a little while for that back to warm up. Crowley continues to play with a lot of pace, though. BJ's going to let it fly from the outside as he's going to drain it, 63-37. Carencro extends that lead.
Continuing to take open shots. I like it.
You mentioned earlier, we usually make the Christmas gumbo, but with the weather this year, no gumbo for Christmas. Do a little turkey roll action. I think we're doing the same thing. Have to wait. Maybe New Year's gumbo. Maybe we get a little colder for New Year's.
I hope so, man. I'm missing a little cold weather. I hope I don't jinx myself here, but, I'd like a little cooler
cold weather for the holidays.
I'm okay. Yeah, I mean, if it's not 30 degrees, 40 degrees, it just don't feel like Christmas.
The Crowley Gents makes a 3-pointer of their own. There's no going away there. Good pass to Markel, who goes off the front of the rim. Couldn't come up with the rebound. It's going to be stolen. Kendrick Bernard, like you mentioned, lets it fly from the outside. Not close that time as he's way short.
Not scared to shoot it.
KB knew as soon as he stole it that he was going to take that shot. Can't blame him. Go off of the leg of D. Lots, and the Gents will remain with the basketball.
Blaine, I look around and I see some familiar faces around here, and one of the faces that I see is Coach Nick Carmouche, man. He's here taking in some Bears basketball after being a part of this program and having the opportunity to move on to the college level. What you think he's thinking about tonight's basketball action?
I think he's got to be pretty impressed with the growth of this team from last year to this year. It's a pretty different look. He's over at Cleveland State now, coaching at the next rank, as you mentioned. I believe he's like the director of player development there. And I couldn't be happier for him to get that opportunity. Probably pretty excited to get back to some warmer weather. You and I actually for colder weather. I'm sure Nick's excited to see a little warmer weather. Crowley is going to make a little run here and force Coach Christopher Kovac to call a timeout. We're going to stick right here. Look, this is basketball, right? It could be a game of runs, and quickly you could see another team kind of get in there. I like the timeout by Christopher Kovac, kind of bring everything back together. You saw quickly Hayden Monroe, CBAB checking back in to the ball game, and they try to get it back under control.
Yeah, man. Let the young guys play, but we also want to make sure we keep it at, the lead we had. We don't want to lose it and put ourselves in a situation where we're playing to try to win a game. We want to keep it where it's at and get out of here with a decent marginal victory here.
We're super proud this year on the Carencro Bears Network to bring you all home games live and in person on the Carencro Bears Network. Of course, you can catch us live on Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that jazz. That way you know when the Carencro Bears are going to be live and streaming for you. Football, we had a great year this year. We introduced a little video replay after some of the big plays, and this year we're going to do every basketball home game from the Bears Den. So the evolution of Carencro Bears Network is something I'm excited and proud of that Seth Dickerson and the AOIT program is able to do. And, of course, we have an alum, our guy Benji Desitel, who's sitting with us tonight making this possible. You never know, maybe catch us over at Scotty Como Field this year, do a couple baseball games as well.
And you know what I really like about it is it's solely student-led other than Seth Dickerson, which is a great thing that we have going here at Carencro High School, and hopefully we can continue. If you have any aspirations of media or journalism or photography, it's the place for you.
I think this is a great opportunity as they're going to get Crowley with a foul on the rebound by Monroe. It's a great opportunity for young folks who want to get involved in broadcasting and want to see what's done on the backside. Come on, come join us. We actually want to get some student talent on air. So come join us and see what Carencro Bears Network can do for you, as well as the AOIT program led by, of course, Mr. Seth Dickerson. And maybe we do wrestling one of these years, man. You train me up on what I need to look for and call, There's a lot going on, right? A lot of mats going on. I'd have to learn.
The good thing about the tournaments here and the things that we would film here, it's 2 mats at most, and come and do a duel. It's 1 mat at a time,
okay.
And so it wouldn't be too bad at a tournament here.
The weigh-ins, is it kind of like the UFC? The weigh-ins, like
similar, but you just weigh in as a team, and
you don't have to hold the towel in front of anybody.
No,
huh? Okay.
we don't. No, you have to weigh in your singlet.
Nice pass inside to Monroe. Still couldn't get it to finish. There's a lid on the basket for those bigs. Carencro's lead still at 19 points as it's 63-44 with 4:10 left to play in the ballgame. Crowley's making a little run here in the fourth quarter. That three-pointer had a little ambition, but he goes off the back iron. Rebounded by KB as they'll set up the offense. He's going to let it fly, Coach. He's going to go off the front iron there. He got a little cold. He was a little streaky hot earlier in the game. Easy basket on the other end in transition for the Gents. Gets the lead over to 17. Lotz trying to get it to Monroe. Comes up with a turnover. Crowley's going to go quickly, trying to come up with an easy basket of their own. Gets it on the baseline. He's going to finish at the rack.
Getting a little sloppy, and still got the game in control, but I don't like the sloppiness, and I don't think Christopher Kovac does either as he calls this timeout.
It was a 30-point game a little while ago. Got it up to 15, Coach.
And I think Kovac and company see that and going to get these guys together and tell them, hey, man, we got to play sound basketball. We can't just throw the ball around. And
look, this is not picking on anybody. I think you saw a few too many early three-pointers in possessions. You saw a couple maybe forced passes where when you're up, you try that kind of stuff. This timeout's to remind them, hey, look, guys, calm down. Everything's okay. We got a big lead. Let's not let them come back and give them any hope. But that's the last thing you want to give an underdog is hope.
No
Let them
doubt.
think that they have a chance.
And look, you said it multiple times, and I'll say it again. This Crowley team, I'm impressed with the way they do not give up. It doesn't matter what the score was. They are continuing to fight. They're playing basketball. They're coached to finish. And they're doing a good job of trying to finish this basketball game, win or lose.
Crowley's going to try to force a little action now as they're going to come up high.
Ball on the court?
Ball on the court.
It's like a kickball.
I don't know.
Coach Size and company's PE kickball.
I don't know where it came from. They got it off the floor quickly. Carencro going to play more of a traditional offense now as they bring it. Oh, turnover quickly on the other side of the court and flushed with some authority at the rack. Gets the lead down to 13.
Josiah LeBlanc with the slam, bringing it down.
Lazy pass, though, Coach. That's why you got to finish those passes. Good look now, getting it to Baptiste in the paint. Baptiste going up for the shot. They'll get him on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. That's what got them the big lead, is feeding the big guys inside. That's what they want to go back to.
Yeah, I'd like to get back to, playing our style offense, getting it to the bigs and getting back on the boards.
Baptiste's first free throw goes in. Give Carencro a 14-point advantage. That'll be 16 points on the night for Baptiste. His second free throw is going to be in as well. This is the free throws that they need to make on the back end of games, Coach. Something they struggled with last year.
Yeah, man. You got to make them count. They're called free throws for a reason, right, Blaine?
Turnover. You're right about that, though, Coach. You're right about that. Turnover for the Crowley Gents gives the basketball back to the Bears.
As we inbound, man, I look at the score. We have 65, and all I can think about is Kim Mulkey and the LSU Tigers women's basketball right now. If we get a 2-point basket right here, they get 6-7, 6-7,
We're not dressed quite as colorful as Coach Mulkey.
No, yeah, you're right about that.
They're going to find Seabab at the top of the key. He gets it down to Baptiste. Baptiste finds Bernard on the cut, and he finishes and 1. And just as Coach mentioned, that was number 6-7.
Kim Mulkey would be proud, man. Flaugier Johnson and crew, man. Did you see the clips?
Yo, I
the
did
clips,
the whole,
man.
all
the whole stadium, the kids all.
It was a field trip game, right? So it was a lot of local schools from in and around the Baton Rouge area. I thought that was pretty cool.
It was a day game. It was like morning, maybe
10
10 or 11 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, the 6-7 dream only lasted a little while as KB drains the free throw, gets the lead up to 18 at 68-50. Carencro coming up with the defense, though. Baptiste bats it away. Crowley gets the possession back of the basketball.
Great job to the drive to the basket by LeBlanc. He's kind of turned it on here in the second half.
I was about to say, he wasn't very noticeable in the first half. In the second half, he's been much more involved in the offensive game plan. B.J. Jones now trying to establish some offense. Less than 2 minutes left to play in the ball game. DeRace James in the game. DeRace is going to find Babineau, who gets it to Bernard. Bernard looks to finish on the baseline and does. Tough finish as he'll go to the line to try to complete the three-point play.
Yeah, the last 2 possessions he was able to actually get to the hoop. A few times earlier he kind of turned the ball over when he tried to drive to the hoop, but he's having some success here in the fourth quarter, getting to the hoop and finishing strong.
Bias's 5th foul. He'll have to leave the game. 70-52, 1:46 left to play. Bernard's free throw goes off the back iron. Crowley's going to try to go quickly. Gets it down into the paint, and they're going to get a foul. DeRace James got him with the body. The Crowley Gents grabbing his head. James is grabbing his knee. One would have to think that those two might have met.
Yeah, you would think so. DeRace will be fine. Another football guy, young guy with some size. And
Carencro trainer, Miss Trinity Harris, quick on the scene. Doesn't look like her services will be needed, though. timeout full for the Crowley Gents. Carencro leading 70-52. This is, playing so well that tonight will be the 5th win in a row for Carencro. Get a little bit of a break, about a week, 6 days until you head to the Sam Houston tournament. You think this is going to, Coach, will give them off majority of the time there with the holiday, give them off Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, bring them back on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, I would think, that they've got to. You can't just get out of the rhythm, right?
No.
Spend some time with family on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And I guess we're playing today. You can give them off 2 days, but then I would think we have to get back after it, on Friday or, and maybe even leading into to that weekend. The tournament's on what? Is it the Monday and Tuesday?
Yeah, the 29th is the Monday.
Yeah, I would see them probably practicing. I know, like with wrestling, we have a tournament on Monday and Tuesday as well.
Getting the guys back here on Friday?
I'm getting them back here on Friday. I'll give them off Saturday, and we're going to come back up on Sunday afternoon. Do your church things in the morning and get back up here and put in some work. With wrestling, you have to make weight, so if I don't get them here, I'm living on a prayer.
Especially after the break, and everybody's been eating the turkey rolls and the gumbo and the pecan pie and all the good stuff. So, for somebody like you and ourselves, maybe a few frosty beverages as well.
Not a bad idea.
Quickly inbounded by Crowley as they're looking to push a little pace now, trailing by 18. Minute 30 left to play in the ball game. No quitting the Gents. He's going to go off the back iron. The race James couldn't quite come. Oh, he's still fighting for it on the floor. Couldn't come up with a rebound. They're going to get it back over to their fourth quarter scorer, Josiah LeBlanc, as he has an opportunity for a three-point play.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, he has turned it on. The first half we were talking about number 30, Walters, and Walters has been kind of quiet in the second half, but wow. Number 2, is that Josiah LeBlanc? He's got 17 points on the game here. Looking for his 18th on the free throw and drains it.
Be interested how many of those came in the second half, Coach. Didn't pay attention to that. Jones gets it down low. He'll get it to Baptiste. Baptiste will finish at the rack with the foul, and he'll have his opportunity for a three-point play of his own. I would venture to say that the majority of those 18 came on the back half of the ballgame.
Yeah, I think so, too. I bet you he didn't have – is that another guy falling out? Is that
it does look like
Walters? He's played his tail off, man. He's hustled, been up and down the court. The points might not show in the second half by that young man, but he's definitely an asset to that program.
That'll empty the bench for the Crowley Gents as they only had 7 players. 2 players foul out now. We'll put them down to just the 5 on the floor.
Kamara Jason just enters the game and gets called for the travel.
Minute 5 left to play in the ball game before we send you off to Christmas break. We appreciate you spending Christmas Eve with us tonight. It's been a blast here in the Bears Den, hanging out with you guys.
I'm sitting not far from Christopher Kovac, and I haven't heard him much, man. But I don't know if you had a chance to talk to him before the game. He lost his voice last night,
yeah.
So good thing the game's not. It's kind of out of hand, because if not, he might have to get somebody to talk for him.
Joey the Wire might do the job there. Ooh, what a finish,
great.
huh?
We talked about the game last night, but great birthday present win for Joey Dwyer last night.
LeBlanc with another finish. He's up to 20 points in the ball game. Of course, Carencro added a coach in the offseason. Coach John Babineau joined the fray with Coach Christopher Kovac and company. He used to be the head coach over at Northwest, over on the other side of Opelousas. Carencro with another turnover as they're getting a little sloppy here in the back half of the fourth quarter. 8 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, those passes across the paint. That's tough when you got traffic in the middle. We gotta do a better job moving forward. And I know it's late in the game, but we can't have those types of turnovers as we move forward. Trying to win basketball games.
And that'll do it. Carencro comes out victorious tonight. 5th win in a row for Coach Christopher Kovac and company. 72-57 at home against Crowley. We're going to step aside when we come back. We'll have stats and our thoughts of the game right here on the Carencro Bears Network.
At Raising Cane's, we're hyper-focused on
Your home isn't just a place, it's your foundation, your future, and your dream. At Edge Mortgage, we don't just process loans, we unlock possibilities. Local experts, personal service, faster closings, because your dreams deserve nothing less. Call us today to get your dream of home ownership started. Edge Mortgage, the key to your home.
Welcome back for the last time tonight from the Bears Den. Is Blaine Viatar on alongside Coach Derek Franchek. Your Carencro Golden Bears win tonight against the Crowley Gents, 72-57. That brings their season to 11-2, and one of the hottest teams in the area, Coach. They've really turned it on, figured out a way to get it done. This is a team that's played a lot more mature. They had guys grow up in this offseason, and they're playing better basketball as a unit.
Yeah, I mean, and, they're going to have to continue doing that moving forward as, in that 5A district. You got some stout teams that you'll have to play once you get to district play. And, you're going to have to play sound basketball, get on the boards, find the open man, and continue doing the right things to continue to have success. But it's definitely trending in the correct direction.
Our player of the game tonight is going to be Jaden Batiste, who led Carencro in scoring with 19. He was also a menace on the offensive glass. Carencro did a great job, though, in the second half, really shooting the three ball, especially in that third quarter. KB as well as CBAB found their groove, hit a couple threes, kind of opened the offensive up before it got a little ticky-tack and a little messy, a little sloppy. Before Carencro finally put it away. Like Coach said, maybe give them off a couple days for the holidays, bring them back on Friday, and gear up for the Sam Houston tournament. That's the next time you'll be able to catch the Golden Bears in action, the 29th and 30th over in Sam Houston and Moss Bluff, Louisiana. Follow that the next week, January 7th and 10th at the Turlings Round Ball Classic, and then you can catch us right here back at the Bears Den on January 13th on the Carencro Bears Network. Had a great time with you on Christmas Eve. Coach, thank you for joining me as well. Look forward to being back with you guys next time. And as always, go Bears.